Hello, this is Miss PSKV coming to you in the comfort of your home. Oh, yes, in the comfort of your home. Oh, yes, come on in, come on in. We're going to be in this here subject right here. And I have talked about this more than one time. Yes, about them BBLs, baby. We're going to be talking about the BBLs and Coach Stormy. That's right, speaking out and shouting it out to the rooftop about those illegal butt shots and how she decided to get them removed. This is the new thing now, getting this mess out of your body, and those that have not went out there and, and push any of that poison up in your body and allowing anybody to push that poison in your body, baby, do not go out there and do it. Do not be tempted. This is a life change. Your whole life will change in a moment time. And it can be good, and it look good for a minute, it look good for a year. It could be looking good for 5 years. And next thing you know, just like Stormy said, it can all turn around. It can make your life miserable. Just like Black China, baby. Black China said the same thing and went and, got herself some clarity. Just like Stormy, baby. She done went and got her some clarity. I salute you, Stormy, that you went and you spoke out and you took it to the roar of the roar to explain how this mess came about and how you was influenced due to the fact of a young age. At 15 years old, no guidance. At 12, 13, no guidance, and how it was all about that you was now living out there by yourself as a teenager, as a teen mother, and out there, pushing and pushing to survive. Next thing you know, you over there in a strip club, Same thing with Carly B, same thing. It always, these strip clubs want to gravitate on our black, beautiful, young queens while they are just princesses growing into their queenship, But I salute you, Stormy, for speaking out to help so many young people. And I salute also Black China, who also went out with courage to explain about the surgeries that she had underwent just to get a big behind. And the same thing with you, Coach Stormy, just to get a big behind to be more attractive just for the poll. But I'm so happy that you have turned away from that because you are a coach and you have coached so many other women to take care of their body, to lose weight, and and you have brought that element to the extreme. Coach Stormy did an amazing job with her tea. But let's get back with it because at 13 years of age, being out there on your own, I tell you, that was a stormy weather. It was a stormy weather, but it's a blessing, Stormy Wilmington, that you are coming out with truth and letting people.
Because you want to know about my healing journey. You probably want to know because you're like, okay, what is Coach Stormy over there doing? She's in the health and wellness industry. She sells weight loss products. Oh my God, that's unethical. She's over there getting surgery. She sells tea. And so I know that that's a lot of your speculation. But I want to tell you that you're wrong. This time, I did not come over here to Colombia to get surgery for cosmetic reasons. I actually came over here to Colombia to get surgery to save myself, to heal myself, to undo some things that I did actually 20 years ago. And so I want to share the story with you all in hopes to help somebody else, in hopes to set myself free, in hopes to clear up the speculation, in hopes of just being obedient, because I know that God did not give me this experience for me to keep it to myself. Experience may even feel a little humiliating, or would have felt humiliating to me if I didn't grow and become the woman I am today, to be able to share this story with you with power, with courage, and with confidence. And so here it is. So maybe that I used to be a stripper. As a matter of fact, my first time in a strip club, I was 13 years old. And so if you don't know, let me just tell you. So I come from a family where my mom sold drugs and my dad sold drugs. And there was a lot of times where I found myself in foster care. I found myself staying at friends' homes. So I didn't have what you call a stable home environment growing up. My mom spent time in prison. It's just a whole lot. And so at the age of about 7 years old, I ended up in foster care. So I spent like 3 years in foster care. Many of you women who are watching me, and even men who are watching me right now, have dealt with being molested, have dealt with being abandoned, have dealt with having to figure things out, feeding for yourself, figuring things out on your own. So I know I'm not alone, which gives me strength. And so shouts out to you for being a survivor of molestation or
in the future that Frankenstein syndrome was going to be attacking women and men to transform their bodies, transform the bodies to get a more bigger behind, to get more breasts, to get, breast reduction is another situation because you want to lose breasts due to the fact it's too much for the body, Dolly Parton showed that when she went through, breast surgery because it was too much that she could handle. A lot of women have went into breast surgery, just because it was too much breast that they had. But going in and it is not medically, a situation is not giving you a medical problem. You need to really think about it, really, really think about the situation with clarity. So no matter which one you get, the BBL or the butt shots, it is still like Stormy said, is that a lot of these women can be shamed. And also the main thing that I looked at when it came down to the BBLs is also the fluid that going up into the body. And then also that fluid that is also changing up your hormones. There's no way in the world that your cycle could be coming on and a smell is not coming out. Even down to getting a normal cycle, you will still have to deal with a smell. But knowing that you now dealing with your cycle with a smell that is now connected with a chemical that you done added into your body just to get more, behind. The same thing with the injections. It can change up your chemical order. You understand me? Your order now of your body is not operating in a good order. It's not in the operation of the hormones, of natural hormones that is now you dealing with. You dealing with something that is chemically induced, chemicals that is now causing your hormones to react, even down to the nerve system. All of this deals with that butt shot. So now, Stormy, you saying the truth right here. You coming out telling the truth why you was, influenced. But look at the situation.
This heavyset guy walks up to me. I'm a little girl, I'm 13. He says, hey, I will give you $600 right now if you lift up your skirt. And of course, at first I felt humiliated. I'm like, I'm not lifting up my skirt. But then something triggered in me. And I thought about how my water was off back home and how the bill was $300 and how I would have an extra $300 if I just lift up my skirt. And so he ended up walking off, but he came back, y'all. And when he came back, I thought about them $600 that I could use to pay the bills. And so I took them $600, lifted up that skirt, baby, and something happened to me in that moment. And in that moment, I really, really, really realized that I don't have no other option. My mom was not home. My dad wasn't around. I have no other option, so I got to do what I got to do. And so I ended up leaving the club, turning the water back. And here is the point I want to get to. This is not for me to make any excuses. This is just for me to help you to understand how I got here and make it make sense to you so that you don't judge somebody else, because you may watch this video and can help somebody else. And I don't even care if you judge me, but if you do, that's your business, because then you got to be held to being judged on your own. So if you do, you do, but here's the story. So I ended up becoming a full-time dancer. Guys, by the age of like 15 years old, I hadn't had my first child. I gave birth to Hennessy when I was 15, and that's when it got real to me. Not only did I have to figure out how to provide for myself, but I had to figure out how to provide for my son at 15 years old. So I ended up dropping out of school, and at first I would, steal. I used to steal food from the grocery store. I used to steal milk. I used to steal Pampers. I used to steal wipes. I used to steal clothes. I was a survivor. By this point, I'm a mom. I'm trying to figure out how to take care of my child, and I ended up dropping out of school, and hey, I got triggered, and I ended up going back into the street.
Beautiful women's in my life that was older that also let me know what it was that I had